Goodness.
I don't remember.
What did I wear? What?
I just wore
I can't remember. What did I wear?
I personally wore a suit and tie and shirt, only because I enjoy wearing a suit and tie and shirt, and also I thought it looked smart, but I know lots of people who didn't wear that.
A pinafore dress with spotty tights, and that made me feel like me.
I just wore a shirt that I thought was not too casual and some chinos. The honest thing was I did just wear underwear.
I wore a plain black dress.
I can't actually remember, which I guess is a good point. It doesn't really matter.
I don't care what the students are wearing for the interview.
I want to be comfortable, and I think that's the advice I would give to any candidate coming for interview, is wear whatever you feel most comfortable in. We're looking for people who are really fascinated by their subject, so people who want to spend 3 or 4 years doing this thing in a much deeper way than it's possible to do at school.
Your interviewers might refer to your personal statement, so definitely know what you've written. If you say you've read a particular book, you should probably know what that book is about.
Make sure that you really understand the stuff that you're doing at school.
Practice talking to your teachers, friends, anyone you know about the subject that you're applying for.
Explaining to somebody why you're doing something and how you're doing something is actually a really good way of making sure that you understand it yourself.
It's quite useful just to get used to having intellectual conversations about things you read in the news or just see in the papers.
Some of the questions are intended to be about things that you won't have met before, so don't panic. Try not to just guess the answer.
What we're interested in is not how quickly you can respond to these questions, but the actual content of your answer and how you think through these potentially difficult questions.
If you're presented in the interview with material such as a graph or a chart or data, or it could be something like a poem or an extract that you've never seen before, don't worry about trying to identify specifics or technicalities. Just look at the basics and describe what you see in the data or the passage that you've been given.
Always make sure that you're thinking out loud, because then the tutors can see how you're working through a problem or through a question, and they can make sure that you're getting full credit for what you're thinking and analysing.
Be prepared to kind of think, and maybe think quite hard about what we're going to ask you. And don't be afraid to ask for hints if you get stuck.
I did this at least 5 times in my interview and it was absolutely fine.
So it's not a bad sign if you don't feel like you're getting it. It's just part of the process, and so you shouldn't feel discouraged, and keep up that stamina throughout the interviews.
There were definitely points when I didn't know an answer. I completely forgot the Shakespeare monologue that I was talking about and that being quizzed on, but they just moved on from it and we moved on to other stuff instead, because the tutor herself admitted that she couldn't remember it either. So
just remember that the interview is an informal discussion and you already have something in common with whoever's interviewing you, which is your love of the subject.
I was really nervous beforehand, but everyone was so nice. They have students here that already go here called runners, and their job is basically to make you feel less nervous and more at home.
A little Christmas sing-song, and we put on a few films.
Like mince pies and carols singing one evening.
Go for walks around in Oxford.
They had like a pub quiz.
Tried to chat to as many people as possible.
And generally just sort of tried to make it feel quite communal.
By the same token, if you want to just sit in your room and work hard, that's fine. I did that. It worked for me because I could get in the zone.
I relaxed by watching YouTube videos. I think I just watched some random baking ones. I don't know, that usually calms me down.
You might feel discouraged after the interview, but this is a very natural reaction.
It's quite easy to come out thinking, what just happened? What have I just said?
Oh my gosh, that was very fast-paced, but also quite cool, talking about something I was interested in, but also I can't really gauge how that went. So I learned that the best thing is just to not think about it until you hear back.
The thing I enjoyed most about my interview was actually sitting and chatting about my subject with someone who loved it as much as I do.
Just having the opportunity to sit down with a tutor who is one of the leaders in their field and to discuss something with them that you're genuinely interested in.
The professor seemed to pick up on what I was interested in and just wanted to talk about that.
After I thought about it for a while, I realised that actually it's not really about necessarily getting the right answer, because I didn't give the right answers, and I know that now based on material I've learned.
You cannot judge how your interviews went by how you feel, because I thought that they thought I was an idiot and they didn't, so.
Don't worry about it too much. It's not as scary as you might think it is. We're not here to be mean or to be scary. So just relax and come and give it your best shot.
I think it's sometimes easy to forget that the tutors do want you to do well and that they're not there to trip you up.
You should think about it as these interviewers have been reading about you, looking at your past achievements. They're already quite impressed by you, and very often we're just excited to meet you.
Don't compare yourself to other people. You're here because of what you can do, so just be yourself because that's the best person that you can be.
Is this on?
From around the middle. No, oh my gosh, do it again.
Just to remember, the interview is like
An open mind is open mind. I'll try that again.
Just
Interest you because then your pastor will come through with it. Okay, yeah.
Take two.
Giving away all the tricks of the trade.
It's a good question.
Don't use that, that's right.